Hoffa and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco, so glad you could join us. A month after Typhoon Mangkhut and many of the island's farmers are still picking up the pieces, slowly recovering and remaining optimistic. Joan Ugancharfris has more.
Typhoon Mangkhut's heavy winds and rains definitely packed a punch, dealing a devastating blow to many of our island's farmers. Roland Santos, farm manager with Farm to Table, said they suffered damage with many of their fruit trees falling in a domino-like effect.
An avocado tree fell on our soursop tree, and our soursop tree fell on the cadigan bush, so a lot of it is pretty much just cleanup of all of those trees and all of the debris.
Much of the staff and volunteers' time has been spent collecting wood and turning it into mulch and compost, which will help in the rebuild of their once thriving plantation of produce.
A lot of our greens had suffered heavy damage from the winds. We had over 100 banana trees in the plantation, and all of them had pretty much gotten knocked down. That was where we took the brunt of the damage, was all of our banana trees were knocked down. We had several that were ready to be harvested, but unfortunately they just weren't ready to be picked yet. But the typhoon pretty much took that away from us.
For the Mangilaw farm, it wasn't just crops that were destroyed, there was structural damage as well.
We had shade structures that actually protected a lot of the heat from the greens, or the greens from the heat, but unfortunately the whole shade structure had fallen.
Santos admits the recovery process has been slow with uncooperative weather and the most recent tropical storm winds.
We take one step forward with the cleanup, and then we get another storm coming in, and then that produces more mess. So recovery mode is definitely slow at the moment, but that's something that we just need to deal with. There's nothing we can really do to control nature, so it's just something that we just got to get through.
And as a result of Typhoon Mangkhut, Farm to Table's weekly community subscription boxes took a 2-week break.
A lot of our partner farmers had actually said that they weren't going to have any produce until mid-October, but after we took the 2-week break after the typhoon, we started seeing people start to produce again. We were producing cucumbers again, so we're really happy to see a lot of our partner farmers actually getting back on and starting to produce again, just like us.
According to Santos, Farm to Table, like many other farmers, filed their structural damages and plant losses with Department of Agriculture and is awaiting response to see what kind of support they can get.
All we need to do is just keep planting and keep growing, so that's our main goal. We're pretty much taking it one step at a time, day by day, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Joan Ugancharfris.
It's been 2 decades since the last female firefighter was employed with the Guam Fire Department. Fast forward to the latest cycle where 2 women have stepped up to the challenge and are nearing the final stretch. Joan Ugancharfris has more.
You got it. Hey! You got it.
For Orta Chalampago resident Jocelyn Sablan, being a part of the Guam Fire Department's 21st fire cycle has been fulfilling.
I have previously been a firefighter in the CNMI for about 10 years with the Department of Fire and Emergency Services. And I moved to Guam, and when I left that field, it felt like there was always this void.
It has been 5 years since the last cycle and 20 years since there was a female firefighter within GFD. Sablan said getting the call that she had been selected was a shock and an honor and jumped at the opportunity. The same can be said for 31-year-old Barragata Heights resident Arlene Sibatang, who said she was inspired by her mother, who's been a nurse for over 24 years.
That's all I grew up knowing, and that's as far as giving back to the community. That's, if my mom does it, I'll do it, and I'll take it a step further and find something more challenging. And I found the fire department.
While the reasons in wanting to become a firefighter may differ, they both face the same challenges in a male-dominant field.
Every day is a challenge. It's a lot of studying, a lot of cramming, a lot of new things for me to learn, and just with the help of all the other recruits, we've all been working together.
Coming into it at 33 years old, and I just had a baby recently, so physically I wasn't where I felt like I should have been, and the first few weeks of the academy was really trying.
But it has been the constant support of loved ones that has seen him through even the toughest of moments over the course of the academy.
Some days they're a little bit harder than others, so I always have that ability to kind of lean on them and turn to them and say, okay, this is something that's coming up, or I'm supposed to be studying for this, and they've been a big help to me.
They've been very supportive, very encouraging, They believe in me. They believe I can finish this and get through and become a firefighter.
Both say that just because they're women, they aren't treated any different. They say the fire cycle is a tight-knit group, and it's been all encouragement and no disrespect.
it is a fulfilling career. It's very rewarding. The things that they train you on, and your ability to go out into the public, and the persona you fill, people automatically trust firefighters. You know, when you're sick or when you need help, that's who you call. And I think that it's important that more women become involved in that, because our community is very diverse, and there are a lot of responses that would be more beneficial if women were on the ambulance or women are on the fire trucks. I know GFD really welcomes that. They've been great to myself and to Arlene, and it's been an amazing experience so far.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jenna Goncharfris.
It's a story we brought to you earlier this year, and it generated plenty of positive response from you in the community ready to place your orders. In a ceremony earlier this week, 3 inmates at the Department of Corrections received their certificates of completion in an art of carving and furniture making class. The program was made possible through the Council of Arts and Humanities Agency, who are also celebrating Arts and Humanities Month.
I'm happy to teach anybody that wants to learn.
Master carver Robert Titano is passing his craft to the underserved, those like Mackie DeMay, an inmate at the Department of Corrections.
I show them what I can do. If they learn what I do, they can make money when they get out.
Mackie and his 2 classmates made these e-fit masterpieces. Mackie already had a background in carving.
For me, it's been something that runs in the family. My grandfather did it. My father helped Mr. Titano start up his shop. And I guess I'm like the 3rd generation carver. So.
This work of art took him 6 hours.
I chose flowers because it represents the island's beauty. And then I chose the shape of the limestone because it represents strength. So it kind of looks rugged from a far view, but when you get closer, you can see the beauty of it.
What does it mean to be able to do carving while you're in jail?
It means it's good. It helps you, or it helps me clear my mind.
This is just one of the many rehabilitation programs at the prison. DEPCOR Director Tony Lamarena.
Our job here at DOC is not necessarily just to incarcerate, but is also equally our responsibility to rehabilitate. So by having this program, this is just the beginning.
The program was made possible through a KUAM grant. These products can be sold and the profits to be used to pay down a prisoner's debt, like child support and restitution.
While they're here, they can pay their debt to society.
Mackie has been in jail for the past year, but looks forward to his release in a few months. So you're going to go work for Mr. Titano now?
Oh, yeah.
Many of you have asked where you can buy these pieces. Unfortunately, they're not for sale just yet, as DOC and KUAM want to display them in an exhibit first. Well, land rich but cash poor. That's according to the president of Guam Housing Corporation, the reality for many Guamanians who dream of home ownership, in particular on Chamorro Land Trust property. Addressing Rotarians earlier this week, he says they're working to make housing affordable. Carmen Terlahi has the story.
If you've ever dreamed of owning a home, but the price tag was just too steep, KUAM Housing says they're working on making your dream come true.
I also like to call this the son move out of my house home. A lot of people on Guam, as you know, we have a lot of property, but not a lot of cash. If they were to build a 3-bedroom at about $75,000 here and finance it over 25 years, it's probably the same price they'd go out and buy a new car.
A project with BW24 Corporation. They're shipping containers to Guam from Korea to build single-family 3- and 4-bedroom homes. The cost, half the price of the average $250,000 house.
The 4-bedroom model, this is the largest model, and this will be at or below $100,000. All complete.
The homes would total 980 square feet with metal walls and a semi-concrete roof. According to Dueñas, his office currently has hundreds of applications for potential first-time homeowners, 50% who would be approved if the office had more resources. As one of the only lenders for Chamorro Land Trust property, Dueñas adds they want to build cheap and sturdy homes on CLTC land.
The metal on the outside of this building is twice the gauge of container gauge, and it's engineered very well. We believe this is going to really transform Guam's market. This is the category of those folks who basically, they they really have no other real opportunity for us for a suitable structure on either a piece of property that they have or if they were eligible under Chamorro Land Trust. So we think that this will be a game changer.
In fact, private partners are already jumping on the bandwagon to start construction.
Of course, this is available for private development. This is not just designed for Chamorro Land Trust recipients or properties. This is a building system for the people of Guam.
Duenas anticipates the first model will be built by the end of the year. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
With Arbor Day next week, the Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division, Department of Parks and Recreation, and their partners are celebrating all month long, kicking things off with the planting of native trees at the Dedito Skate Park. Christine Camacho Farron is with the Guam Forestry Resource Division, who explains this year's theme, Let It Grow.
The theme basically entails that we're trying to get everyone that message of let's plant trees. Let's plant not just trees, but native trees. So we have a variety of tree plantings scheduled throughout the month.
The tree planting event takes place on Tuesday, October 9th. For more info, you can call 300-7977 or 75. Stay tuned, more when Weekend Edition returns after the break.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years. It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
Ram Power Days is here, and right now at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save up to $11,500 on a new Ram 1500. Cars Plus has a great selection of regular cabs, crew cab eco diesels, even quad cabs. 1.99 APR financing is available for qualified buyers. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you can get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. With great power comes great deals. Only at Ram Power Days at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
As governor, I will set clear priorities for Guam. First, we will keep our people and communities safe. Second, I will provide tax breaks for businesses that pay higher wages. And third, we will invest in education and healthcare. My priorities are creating jobs and strengthening the economy. My commitment is to serve you. I am Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message because I believe together we can strengthen our community and protect our families.
Hoffa and welcome back. Many headlines covered this week caught your eye, either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now time to take a look at what you had to say. Asha?
Hi everyone, and welcome to Trend Spotting. Here's what caught your eye on social media this week. It's official. The Tier 2 shelter at Astumbo Gym is now closed. Dedito Mayor Melissa Savares says they found secure housing for the 4 families that comprise of 19 residents, thanks to nonprofit organization and Guam Housing. Christopher Duenas, president of the Guam Housing Corporation, shares how they were able to find the almost 300 displaced residents after Typhoon Mangkhut. Duenas is still hopeful an emergency declaration is made for individual assistance. Meantime, Mayor Savares is thankful for the community's help and her team for working hard behind the scenes to house shelterees for almost a month. Here's how some reacted on Facebook. Chad Cruz says, "What is the FSM doing to help? The people of Guam shoulder the load and get nothing in return. Are they contributing to the island and its economy? Are they collecting benefits without giving anything back? Are they employed? I'm all about helping people, but man, do I hate paying for other people's free ride while I'm having to work my tail off every day. On October 3rd, a call had been put out to the community for help in finding Johnny Solis Cruz, a 55-year-old agate man who was reported missing since September 9th. Thankfully, Guam police say Cruz was eventually spotted later that night at the Agate Marina. Cruz is said to be in good health. Some of our followers voiced their opinions on the matter. Kevin Cruz states he's probably trying to avoid company. He's a reserved person and at times needs his space. Last I saw him was at my Uncle Jess's funeral. That was the 19th of September. They put out the search and said he was missing since the 9th. Give him some space. He's the type that survives by the land. He's my dad's brother. People mention that they've seen him recently. Obviously, he just wants his privacy. Lastly, in lighter news, congratulations to all the participants of Trench Challenge that took place this last Sunday. We would especially like to congratulate the Special Olympics Guam team who partnered up with Team KUAM and received some great motivation from Coach Payne to help push us through. We pushed each other, lifted each other, literally, leaned on one another, and finished the more than 30 obstacle course challenge together. Great job, guys. Here's what some of our viewers had to say about it. Vicente Sanchez says, good job contestants and staff, a worthwhile event. And Coach Payne said, it was so great to see so many amazing people come out and do business. Very proud of them all. Hashtag conduct your business. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next week for more trend spotting.
Thanks. Crime Stoppers is next with Jason Solis.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easy, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your Helpful Dental Minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Half a day, hungry drivers. Are you spending more time on the road? Shell has teamed up with Wendy's so you can buy fuel and eat free. Just fuel up 7 gallons at any Shell station and get a coupon for a Wendy's cheeseburger or chicken nuggets. Or use 2 coupons to redeem a Wendy's cheeseburger meal with fries and a drink. Fuel up at Shell today because this deal won't last long. Quality service, fuel and food from Shell and Wendy's.
Welcome back, everybody. Our island community was shocked by seeing the supposed murder of not one but several canines. It's a very, very sensitive crime in our island community. As I said, and Sergeant Paltapai was here. We are actually actively looking, when I say we, it's basically GPD and a couple other organizations, but you guys are hot on the trail of trying to find exactly who did this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, this case was brought forward by the community. It was broken social media. You know, the fortunate thing about it is that it was reported to the Guam Police Department. And I guess it was more of the owner, the pet owner, who went above and beyond in reaching out to the community. And the Guam Crime Stoppers is being a part of this in bringing justice to the victims for their loss and everything. And it's a heinous crime. It really is, to find the brutality that happened to these pets, you know, the part of the family, and understanding the magnitude that it caused and everything, and the cause and effect of what had happened. It really, it pretty much hits home with a lot of people and within the community who are pet lovers and of course who own pets. So we're asking the community, if you know what happened up in Goring Villa, if anybody has any information, When we roll into this segment, you're going to have a full description of the suspects. Give us a call at the Guam Crime Stoppers.
And also something that people can take away from this is if there are crimes involving animals or pets, that also is under GPD's jurisdiction. People can go to you for help.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a felony offense. A lot of people don't understand it. When you take a pet as part of your family, when you adopt them as part of your family, it's the same living quarters that you provide for that pet. It's the same love and nurture that you provide to that pet. So it becomes part of the family. And again, it is a felony crime. The felony offenses are over these suspects who we are looking for. And the beautiful thing about it is that our Dedido Precinct Command, the officer who took the case, has been very instrumental providing supplemental information from the reporting person and other witnesses who may have witnessed the individual or who may have information about these certain individuals. So please, we're asking the community to step forward, give us this information. The best thing that we can do is just call the Guam Crime Stoppers, and we can run from there.
All right, here's the 411 that you need to know.
On Wednesday, the 26th of September, officers from the Dedido Precinct Command entertained a cruelty to an animal complaint at the Gorin Villa Estates in Jigo. According to the police report, the reporting person was informed by a neighbor that their pet dog was found dead and covered in a pool of blood within their garage. An assessment was made by the pet owner, where it was discovered that the pet dog had been shot by an unknown caliber gun. Information was also received that numerous pet dogs within the Gorin Villa Estates had succumbed to this cruelty. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the community for assistance with this case. 2 possible suspects have been identified relative to this investigation, and police are looking for the following 2 individuals who are described to be suspect number 1, Mel Chamorro, standing about 6 foot tall, possibly 200 to 230 pounds, with short black hair. Suspect number 2 is described as female Chamorro, standing about 5'5" to 5'6" in height, weighing about 150 to 160 pounds, and she may appear to be pregnant with long black hair. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP. That's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
All right, again, Sarge, there's so many people in GPD, and GPD even does have its own canine unit. So what does this mean to your fellow officers to hear about this kind of crime in our community? Because
it means absolutely. When I read this, this is the first thing I was thinking about were our handlers. Not just within the Guam Police Department, but with law enforcement in general. These guys are attached to these, through their partners, and we call them partners because they're actually trained. They live with them. They bring them in as family members, and they become one with the handler, and there's that bond, the inseparable bond and everything, because they have to work as a team. What more having a family, your family pet, going this way? And like I said, it's a brutal crime. It's heinous, and nobody should succumb to this.
And you even told me, a couple of years ago, you said it's not just the dog's training, but it's also their instinct and how attached they are to their handler, is they would take a bullet for their partner.
Absolutely.
The commitment is that deep.
Yes, the partnership that our canine handlers have with of course, the canine in itself, it really, it's, when you see them in action, when you see them working as one, they're inseparable. So, attach that to a young 6-year-old girl who's attached to a family pet, and it's just brutally taken away from them. That's just how you can relate to this story and how you can relate to this crime. So again, give us a call the Guam Crime Stoppers, and we can reach out and we can actually move forward with this investigation.
All right, and if you have anything else, we'd love to hear from you as this case progresses.
Absolutely. The power of social media has been really instrumental in this, and again, this is where we use social media as our aid and as our tool to help us bring closure to this case.
All right, thanks so much, Sarge.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
All right, we'll see you after this.
Ram Power Days is here, and right now at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save up to $11,500 on a new Ram 1500.